Hey everyone, welcome to the 3L podcast, Life, Love and Legacy, with myself, Eman.
And with me, Mimi.
And this is all about your favorite married couple, showing you about love, life, how to build legacy in the future, you know, how we manage our lives, and hopefully giving you value so you can enjoy. Plus telling you lovely, juicy stories along the way.
The real juice.
Yeah. So Mimi, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, gosh. How you feeling?
I'm good. It's good to be back, you know?
Nah, it is.
I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be talking to the people. I'm happy to be doing more content, you know? Like, I feel like it's great to do content as, you know, you're a content creator, you create content, but I feel like when you're doing stuff you're actually passionate about, when you're doing stuff that you really care about, it just becomes a joy.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously spending time with your sexy self is a joy. So thank you for being beautiful.
Thank you.
And sexy. And
Stop the thought process.
No, I don't want to go too much. We've only just started. I don't want to get people too excited. Nor do I want to share all of my lyrics here in the first 5 minutes of the pod. But yeah, how are you? How are you feeling about doing it? I know like you're an overthinker, so
I am an overthinker. I'm all right at doing it. I think I overthink myself because I always feel like I might not necessarily have the best stuff to say, but I feel like if I'm just having a conversation with you, it's easy.
yeah.
So I think, that's just what I need to do.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think you're amazing. I think that's the best part about you is that you just see you, but actually you're fantastic. And I think that's even as humbling because I feel like if you're someone like me, I'm only 10% good, but I'll be riding that 10%. I'll be riding that 10%. Whereas you be like 90% good and you be acting like you're only 5%. So it's what makes you so great at being you. So thank you for being you. All right. So what we covering today? Today we're having we've got different segments for you guys. So we're starting off with real talk. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I want to keep it real. And obviously the topic today is money, marriage, and madness.
Madness.
All right. So talk to me. How did our finances look like when we first got together? Like, so how was it?
I think, when we first got to marry, I felt like life was easy. Eman had a really, really good job. We got married. We had literally just received our papers to say that we can now legally work in the UK. So, and then we found out that we were pregnant literally a month after we got married. So we had to navigate that space with what finances was going to look like for me. Luckily for me, I was already sort of making cakes, but I wasn't really doing it. Like, it was just something I was doing to bring in extra cash. And I remember we had that conversation and Emmanuel was like, oh, just turn it into a business. Like, you're already doing it. Just scale it, innit? And then we scaled it. But even I look back on that time now and I think about it then to now, I'm just like, that was chicken change compared to like what it's been and where, it can go to again. And Emmanuel was definitely like the breadwinner. He was paying majority of our bills and mine was just paying for little things here and there within the house and stuff like that. That was what marriage money was when we first got married.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a good job. My job was enough. The salary I was on was enough to be able to pay our lifestyle. But our lifestyle was very low. I feel like I messed myself up getting you pregnant so early. Because I don't know if you remember when we first got married, yeah, my wonderful wife, she used to wake up in the morning and she used to make cooked breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be sleeping. By the time I've woken up, I'm waking up to the smells of breakfast being made.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get up, eat breakfast, shower, we'll do some enjoyment, go to work.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be calling you on the way to work because we always used to talk.
Oh, we always used to talk.
So imagine like, I don't know how other people are, but the second we leave each other, we call each other.
Yeah, 100%.
So like, I'll go to work. Mims will be staying at home. I'll go to work. And so second I shut the door, I call you and I'm walking to the train station.
Yeah.
And so then we'll talk on the way to the train station, then get into the office, then on my lunch break, then finish work, then on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, when I'm on the train, I don't like to talk on the train, so go off of the train. But then once I come off the train, then as I'm walking back, come home. Then I'll come home, shower, more enjoyment. If you only married people know what enjoyment I'm talking about, because single people wouldn't be having enjoyment. They'll be focusing on their books and career.
Oh my gosh.
But married people, you know what? When I say enjoyment, you know what I'm talking about. Enjoyment. And then food. Then we'll chill. Then go to bed. Then enjoyment. Bruv.
Hence why I got pregnant so quickly.
When I think about, and that was consistent for a good few, and even after when you found out you're pregnant,
it was still consistent.
That was consistent until obviously pregnancy. Then it's like, because you didn't really have morning sickness or anything like that, so that was cool. But financially, we were fine. Like it was all good on the one income.
Yeah,
I liked coming home. Like Mims was very good at like just the house was clean. Like everything, clothes was washed. But even like obviously them times I used to work in corporate, so I'll have to wear a shirt. Mims would iron my shirts, do you know what I mean, while I was in the shower. Like, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
And then along came child number 1.
And all in the bin.
And then swiftly came child number 2.
Deeper in the bin. In the gutter.
Oh gosh. Like, and your priorities just changed because, yeah, you still want to do stuff for your husband, but you've got 2 people that are now like, hey, we're here. Pay attention to us. Like, you have to pay attention to us. Like, you can't even ignore us, even if you wanted to.
Trust me.
Like, those when the 2 of them were there, it was tough. And to be fair, financially we were still cool because they were young. We didn't really need they didn't really need much at the time.
And that was the maddest part because everyone tells you, oh, you're having a kid, it's gonna get really expensive. When they're doing breast milk, and my wife, she got big breasts.
Hey.
And they were even bigger. One good thing about pregnancy.
It doesn't happen to everybody. Stop it.
It doesn't?
No.
Well, one good thing about my wife's pregnancy, let me talk for myself. I'm just saying, the growth was crazy.
Nah, it was wild.
The growth was crazy.
Okay, let's leave that topic now. We've said your point.
Can I not?
No.
I was in my moment. Anyway, so it was just like, wow, like, okay, these 2. So there wasn't that much cost at the beginning. But obviously, as they start to get bigger, they start to walk, you want to start going to nursery. That's when costs started to get a bit more. Obviously, you had your business. Then I got made redundant because of the credit crisis that happened. But when the crisis happened in 2007, but the effects already felt 2009, 2010, banks started making people redundant and all of this type of stuff. And it was hard to find a job and went self-employed. Then you were self-employed, I was self-employed. So money just went
different.
So can you remember our first or our worst money argument? Like, what was the worst argument we had about money?
I think when that period of being, I think we needed space. We needed to move because we lived in a flat and we had another bedroom, but the other bedroom, it used to flood. Like, the roof used to leak when it rained, and we were like, we can't put the kids in that room. So we had 2 of them in the room with us, and Emmanuel was like, oh, we need to move. And I was like, I don't think we're putting pressure on each other because, like, we need to move. And I remember Emmanuel coming to me and he was like, if you want to move, you need to contribute more. Like, I'm not going to pay everything. I was like, okay, cool.
No, because Moon's going to say it like that. Everyone's going to feel like I'm a bad guy. But what you have to understand is that, especially when you are the person that's going out there, making the money, dealing with the stress, when people start talking about things that we need to be doing and they're not contributing, it feels very disrespectful. It feels like I'm doing all I can. Do you understand? And instead of you to appreciate what we've got, you're here trying to get, we need a new house, which we did. We need a bigger car. Yes, we did. But all of that is more money. And we just...
And I guess from my point of view, looking back at the time, I didn't even necessarily think about it that way because we are brought up in that cultural society that the man is the one that provides things, do you know what I mean? And the woman, and my job was to look after the house, look after the kids, and basically bill him. So at the time, I was just following what countless women had done, do you know what I mean? And obviously reality is different from experience of, or what other people have experienced. So that is definitely something we've had to learn in our journey. And please understand that everybody's journey with marriage and money is different. This is just our journey with marriage and money.
You don't need to explain them. They're not watching us.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Are we talking about anybody else?
But at the time, I didn't necessarily feel like me saying, "Oh, babe, we need this. It was anything wrong because how we brought up, men with the providers, women with the homemakers. But we learned early on that it had to be a partnership, money-wise. Fair enough, Eman has always made more than me, but my contribution had to be there as well if our household was going to work.
Yeah, work in the way that we wanted it to work. Because again, one thing that means would also be like, oh, you're working so hard, you're not spending time with the kids. I don't see, and it's like, which one do you want now? Do you want me to go out and make money, or do you want me to be changing nappies and giving bottle? Like, which one do you want? Because I can't do everything. Do you understand? But I get at the same time because you need a break. Like, you've had these kids from morning to night. Like, I come home and you just want to say, take at least one of these guys.
Let me go and shower.
Let me shower. Let me go toilet without having to leave the door open in case they go and do something. Because once they start crawling and move, it becomes difficult to keep them still and keep them out. So it's just like one of those things where I get it. But you've just had a long day. Being a black man in this country, like in corporate, pressures, stress. And it's just like, I've come home. I want to breathe.
You want to breathe, and
now you want to give me kid that wants me to play with them, kid that wants me to feed them, kid that then why is it when I hold you now you do? Why you relax yourself now? So now I got to be changing nappies, like kid that want to vomit on my suit just to say hi.
It was such a crazy time at that time, just trying to navigate what that was going to look like, because like I said, we come with preconceived notions of what the expectations are for men and women, and then when you're in it now, you're like, what they said is not exactly what reality is. And then now you're trying to navigate it, have conversations, and let's be honest, we were both stubborn at the time. We were both, this is how I want it to be, and I'm like, but this is, and trying to find the middle. It took, no, I'm not gonna lie, it took a while, but it took a lot of talking back and forth and going away and reflecting on what each other are saying to like, okay, like how do we make this work? But
communication, innit? It's important. I think it's really important. And I mean, you know, every time we talk, there's so many topics I wanna talk about, but we'll get there. But we definitely have to talk about, okay, once you have kids, that imbalance, it feels like the ship's in the night, right? So yeah, we'll talk about that. But in regards to like money, like when it got to the worst, what was your feeling like? Because obviously we had the joy of getting married, you know, we're playing happy family, I'm paying all the bills, you're doing all the house stuff, it's all working. When we now, I think it was by the time we got to kid 3, that things got really tough. Because I got made redundant. I went self-employed. Self-employed didn't work. I then took a job at a company that was paying me half of what I was originally getting paid when I was in the bank employed. And we had to try and manage on that it was that salary that I got paid from them was literally enough just to pay all our bills. So literally, like, after all our bills had paid, I had a few pounds, I had enough just to buy a travel card. And those times I realized that even it's cheaper, rather than do travel card, if I go into the office late and then I leave, if I go in off peak, then I come home off peak. So I used to stay late in the office just to keep the cost down. That's how tight money was. I used to take food from home. If I couldn't take food from home, I'd buy a sandwich. If I couldn't afford a sandwich, then I would just drink water until I got home.
Yeah. I remember that company. This was still kid 2 because we hadn't moved then. And they let you go, isn't it? Because there was a problem with the company and they owed you like 1 month's pay. And I don't know if he knows this. I went through his phone and I took the number of the guy and I called him. Did I tell you?
You told me.
And I said, look, Emmanuel, we have 2 kids. We need this money. Like, Emmanuel's waiting on this money. And he had been chasing them for a while. So it wasn't like he hadn't done everything he needed to do to get the money. But when I called the guys, like, look, we actually need this money to pay rent. Like, you guys are messing up. And within like a couple hours, like a day, they had paid Eman the money. And I said to the guy, please don't tell Emmanuel I called you, because I'm not really trying to get involved, but I just thought I would appeal to your better nature. Maybe because I appealed to his nature, he paid the money. But
paid the money.
Yeah.
I spoke to him not too long ago. I know you're talking about
And then what happened? Then he got a job. Yeah, he got a job with Flight Centre, and then that was cool. And that was what made us be able to move to a bigger accommodation. And then that was going okay.
Flight Centre was cool.
Was cool.
Traveling.
He enjoyed it. Yeah.
That was good. Then I got another job, and then
things kind of got a bit
things were better.
Yeah.
But even then, when I got that job, I had to let go of my car.
Yes.
When I was taking bus, because we had to get a bigger car for the kids.
For the kids.
So before this, and this is why when we talk about money and like sometimes your identity, like it's good to know who you are. I think that's so vital to know who you are. So remember, I got a job as a financial advisor at age 22, and it came with a company car.
Yeah.
So I got a BMW 3 Series M Sport. I picked the color of the seats. It came on a big truck, delivered 16 miles on the clock or 17 miles on the clock when they delivered it. Do you know what I mean? And they said that was just to test it. It was that fresh. They brought it down off the truck. Brought it. I remember. So I'd had that. Then every job I had after that,
you had a company
car. Mainly I'll just get a Mercedes C-Class. Just a C-Class Mercedes.
Yeah.
Each time. So then when I went self-employed, I got a C-Class Mercedes. Then obviously self-employed didn't work.
It didn't work, and we still had the payments.
Had to make the payments. So I was paying that money on that Mercedes every month. I didn't have money to even put petrol in that car because of the job that I took with these people that ended up not paying me on time.
Yeah.
So then I left them. Then we went to another company. Then that was fine. But with the kids, the car seats
didn't work
with the Mercedes. So we had to get another car that we could put it in. And also, although you were all right driving the Mercedes, you didn't really feel comfortable because you'd only been a new driver. So then we got a Astra. Remember, we got you your first
it was
A-class first, small A-class. So then I gave back my Mercedes. Then we had the A-class.
Man hated that car.
Oh, I hated the A-class. So I used to just sit in it like, okay, Mimi's driving. That's why this is why I'm in it, to get her warmed up driving. So Mimi's used to drive us everywhere because I used to hate driving that car. So then we got the Astra. But then the honest truth is I only had enough money for Astra for one of us. And I'm like, you got the kids. So you had the Astra. Remember, this is me that's had a BMW and then Mercedes non-stop for a good portion of my life. So I started at 22. So this would have been at least almost 30 now. So almost 8 years.
Yeah.
I had nice cars. People know me. I was driving cars better than, fully grown adults. Do you know what I mean? From young. I've been driving nice cars. Even my first car, Hyundai Coupe. Big up the Hyundai Coupe. I had that. Do you know what I mean? Big up Lux. Lux had one, so I got one from uni. So I had decent cars from when I started, from when I was young. So then to now be having no whip, and not only no whip, where the job I was working at was Crystal Palace, and so to get a train, it took forever. The train stopped so many stops from, if you know, on a road to Crystal Palace. That it's forever. So the quickest way to get to work
was a bus.
So I'll be in my full suit and tie, get on a bus with all these school kids. Dude, that time was humbling. It was humbling. I'll never forget. But it's so important to know who you are, because I said, listen, at the end of the day, it's for my family. They need the car. And it just made me work harder. And I worked hard enough. And then I needed a car. And I was like, okay, you need a car because you're traveling. I got Astra. Imagine me. Astra. Let me tell you something, yeah. When I pulled up in the Astra, I could see some of the man them felt like, E-man fell off.
Yeah.
E-man has fallen off. The mighty Eman that's been driving the whips. Because now everyone's leveled up.
Yeah, everyone's leveled up. Yeah.
Everyone's leveled up. Everyone's driving nice cars. I've gone from being the guy like, wow, your car to, Eman's not even got an Audi. Like, man's in, do you know what I mean? So I remember that was humbling, and I remember feeling like, just keep working. Just keep working. Don't, do you know what I mean? Don't allow, you're not defined by the car that you drive or any of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because I knew what I was working towards. And so, here we are today, you know what I mean? In a much better position.
Definitely.
But I need to tell this story. So one of our boys was having his birthday at that Brazilian place in the O2.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's still there.
I don't even know if it's still there. So I remember, told me he was a guy, and he was like, cool, no problem. So we go down there, we get babysitting to come and stay with the kids. We go down there. So now we go. Remember, Mims did extra cakes that week. So let's say normally she will do 4, 5, 6 cakes. Mims did something like 14 cakes in a week. If you know how long it takes, these are bespoke cakes, different designs. She just bagging out the cakes. Mims put petrol in the car. I said, no problem. We drove down there. This is still when we had the Mercedes.
Yes.
This is when we had the Mercedes. Drove down to the place. Went down to the place. Got there. As we got to the O2, Mims gives me this money. She's like, you pay. I'm like, Mims, I'm so right, it's 20 whatever. You know what I mean? We're modern day. I'm okay. I'm calm. She's like, no, you know what? Your man them are always used to seeing you pay. They're always used to seeing you pay. You've been big E man. These men borrow money from you. So you just pay. And it just made me think like, this woman would done all of this just to try and protect my image that I'm not even trying to protect, because I know I'm just grinding. And at certain times you're grinding, do you know what I mean? No one can ever tell me I've done stuff. I've been places, I've done stuff that other people don't only dream about by this age. So if I'm recalibrated, if I'm rebuilding up, getting myself ready for what I'm about to do, my next step and where I'm about to go, I'm calm. But you were just protecting my, and I just remember like, when I remember in that time, I took the money from you, walking. I remember getting to the restaurant, I was sitting down there, and I was thinking to myself, you see when I bust properly again, if I buy anything for my wife, or if I do anything for my wife, let nobody try and tell me, why are you spending this, or why you... Because the way you held man down never changed your attitude. Like, I've seen, like, I've got brethren that have had issues, like, the second their money's low, the missus like, what, you want to sleep with me? You want to have sex? And the bank account is empty. How?
Mate.
How, Sway? All of a sudden, ones are talking to ones different. Seen them slap the husband. You just useless man. All of a sudden, I'm useless because I got made redundant, or because my money's not where it used to be. None of that. You never changed the way you talked to man. You never changed the way you acted to man. None of that. And I remember that moment. I always said, listen, no one can ever tell me about a limit on how much I spend on my wife or what I do for my wife or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because my wife held me down. Do you know what I mean? 10 toes. And was all about trying to protect my brand and make sure that I come out looking clean and looking the best possible that I could. There's times through that time you bought man's shirts. There's times where you're going for, when I'm applying for interviews, going to different interviews, if you know how, man, when I wear, the reason I don't like suit, because I sweat, Mims would rush, take my suits or take my shirts to the dry cleaners. I ain't got dry cleaner money at that time. She'll do cakes. But like, so now, if I'm paying 90% of the bills today, man doesn't feel like, Mims owes me nothing. Because for that period of time, even though it wasn't a long period of time, maybe 1 or 2 years, like, Mims really held man down. Do you know what I mean? And really worked really hard while still having kids. So big up you, man.
Oh, thanks. I think one thing I realized, and I think it comes from seeing relationships around me. Like, in Nigeria, I was surrounded by a lot of polygamous
Malagamas. Oh wow.
relationships and stuff. And so I saw how the dynamic was. I've seen marriages. The one thing in Nigeria, they don't hide you. They don't hide stuff from you. You will see everything out in the open. I just remember thinking, hey, we have to be different with how I have to be different with how I approach my husband and how I approach my marriage, because one thing in Nigeria, they tell you one thing, you're replaceable. I'm not trying to say that Emmanuel would have replaced me if I changed towards him, but at the same time, you're working towards a shared future and a shared goal. So it doesn't make sense to start acting a different way when I know that when things were great, he was he was and still a fantastic person. Seasons come and go, but at the end of the day, what do you want to be standing next to you when you're now in summer and you've come out of the winter period?
I love that, man. I love that. That made me cry. But now, we got a dilemma.
Okay.
So, the person has written in and said, my wife secretly took out a credit card in my name. She says it was for the kids, but I feel betrayed. What should I do? What's your thoughts on this?
That's wild. I could nay. To be fair, from the moment we got married, we joined everything. Do you know what I mean? Yes, we have personal accounts, but that's just personal accounts for like little spending here and there. But everything we kind of know. There's no loan that Eman takes that I don't know about. There's no loan. If I can't tell him money, I want to take a loan, he will look at me and say, come, let's do budget spreadsheet. But we're very open. So I feel like that is wild for you to take out a credit card in your husband's name for what? You say for the kids. What do kids need? What do kids like?
That's the question. Do they need it?
Do they even need it? Like we have 4 kids. There's nothing that we're not buying for our kids that is not being spoken about between, or we haven't had the conversation and said, oh babe, the kids want this. What do you think? And whatever. Like we don't just buy willy-nilly, because sometimes you end up doubly buying and then you spend money twice. So it's crazy.
Yeah, even like now, look, so it's getting to the end of the school year. So it's like we're looking at it like, you know what? Listen, manage what you got, because come summertime, we know we're going to do a shop and upgrade everything. We're not going to, no point doing it now, then it's going to get wasted. You're going to rip it before you even get started. No. Just manage what you've got. If that jumper's small, then the jumper's small. Do you understand? Just say it's fashion. Just, in fact, if the sleeve is here, just be pulling the sleeve to here. Anyway. Nobody will even know. Just say it's fashion.
It sounds like my shoe is peeling. I take shoe polish. Just come.
Just manage.
Just manage.
Manage.
So I find as well, like people, I get it. It's like, especially when it's your first time having kids, you want to show up and show out and whatnot. And I was very different. Like when we had kids, I was just like, look, you're gonna grow. In 3 months' time, this is not going to fit you. So why am I spending money on clothes that's not going to fit you? No. And I've had conversations with other people, and they're like, I don't care. I'll buy them Gucci. I'm like, Gucci for what? And then afterwards, you're now trying to sell it on Depop or selling sites because they only wore it once and they couldn't wear it again. I was never of that whole mindset. I was always like, what do you need now? And I know that if it gets messy or stained, we're throwing it away. But that is crazy. That is not right.
No, I hear you. I think obviously it's a betrayal of trust, and I think conversation could have been had. I think if there was a need to say, look, we need to buy these things for the kids, but we don't quite have the money, like, that's a conversation first. Like taking action without a conversation, I hate that. That's one of the things that me and Mims we will argue over. It's not about the end result. It's about, how did you do this? We didn't have a conversation. We're in the same house. We see each other all the time. There was an opportunity for you to say, I'm thinking about doing X. Do you know what I mean? But for you to just go and do it, and then now we've got to deal with the repercussions. Do you know what I mean? And then I didn't have a say when I could have. Those things are annoying. So I think communication is so important. It's like, okay, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Then he would have said, no, or yes. But at least you will feel a part of it. Do you know what I mean? Or say, yeah, I'm happy to do this, or no, I'm not. Then you know what you're both signing up towards. But just doing stuff and then telling your partner afterwards is definitely a big no-no.
Especially when money is involved, because some people can really hide their debt from their partner, and they're struggling to pay back in the background. So I think when it comes to money, you definitely have to be open, and you definitely have to. I'm not saying obviously you definitely have to be open, especially if you have debt or you are accumulating debt because things are a bit tougher with work at the moment. So yeah.
All right, cool. So this next section is called legacy.
Oh gosh.
And what this is about is just about us talking about small things that we're doing to build legacy for our kids going forward. So obviously I'm a financial advisor, so we can start with just talking about money. But this segment is going to include things to do with their mindset, things to do with their education, things to do with their attitude, things to do with the people that we're trying to enable them to be in the future. But from a money point of view, forget the accounts or whatever. Talk to me about, how do you feel like we are teaching money to our kids in our house?
Teaching money to our kids is very practical for us. Don't get me wrong, we speak about money. They listen to conversations that Emmanuel has with work. They watch a lot of his content as well. So in that knowledge base, there is that. And obviously we have a lot of books. Like we've started a book club with our 13-year-old because we want him to start reading more. And some of the books that he's going to read are finance books. So knowledge-wise, there's that. But we speak to them practically about money. We let them understand the cost of things. Like, and we've been doing that from a very, very early age. Like our 11-year-old wants a Switch 2, and he said for as long as it takes to save it, he doesn't want birthday money. He just wants to save that money. And that is a practical example of how we teach them. Like we talk to the girls, like if we take them shopping, if you're buying this, you can't have this, and then they have to make a decision. I think with kids, when it comes to money, you have to be very intentional with it. Like they know they have bank accounts. They know that we're saving money for them, and we explain why we are saving money for them. When they ask for things, one thing I'm definitely learning is explain why you can't have something now and why you would have it later, so they understand. Like Emmanuel always talks about delayed gratification. I think that is a good way we talk about money at home, and we show them work. We explain to them the work that we do and where the money comes from in the work we do.
Yeah, and I think what you said is so important in regards to, especially coming from, Nigerian backgrounds, African culture, like parents don't answer to their children. So in regards to like explaining why, I think that was something that was culturally different for you. For me, it was very much like, I want you to ask me why. Like I want you to ask me why. Because if you can ask me why, then why would you fear your boss or fear anyone outside? Like you want your kids to be able to challenge you and ask you questions, because actually, why should they just accept what you say? If they just accept everything you say, they'll do the same in the workplace, and they'll stay in that exact same position, and they'll be training somebody to take the promotion.
And please don't get it twisted. It can be annoying. It can be annoying, but you just have to do it because it's for their future. It's not for now, the present time. It's for later on when they need to have critical thinking and they need to be able to question what is in front of them.
Yeah, and it was very hard for Miriam. Very hard.
Very hard.
Especially because she's with them more often, so that she's getting a lot more wise than I am. But I think for me, it's vital for us to explain why we're doing stuff, so they understand the thought behind it, the purpose. Because again, once you understand the purpose and that purpose aligns with you, you're able to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's in alignment with you. Whereas if you don't understand why you do something, then you're just doing it transactionally. And then when it comes down to the crux, you're probably not going to get it done. So that's what it's really been about. So I think, and again, we have money conversations. We talk about money all the time. Me and my especially Ethan, our 11-year-old, we haggle. Like, so if I do can we do no, but I can give you if you did, and we just haggle. Like I'm always trying to teach him like, how can you leverage? So, Daddy, I'm thinking about doing this, and I want you to invest in me. Like he does this almost every day. He's coming with a proposal. He wants to do a presentation. And I love it. My wife hates it. It's annoying, but I see this is what's going to work in the corporate world. This guy is going to be confident enough to stand up in front of senior management and be able to explain why he thinks they should do this with the budget, or why they think the company should make this change. And that's what's going to make him stand out. It's going to be learnt at home. And that's legacy.
Yeah, and I think definitely another thing is definitely reward for work.
Yeah.
We might not necessarily give them money, but they will get rewarded in things that they want, in things that they like. Like, for instance, the other day, my 9-year-old Ellie, she washed the dishes and she got a sweet. And now, because she got sweet, everybody's like, can I wash the dishes? Can I wash the dishes? Because they know that by doing certain actions, they're going to get rewarded
But
for
they're
it.
not going to get sweet because Ellie washed the dishes out of her own
Yeah.
volition.
Volition.
For fruition?
Volition.
Malicious?
Volition. Volition.
Venture. Hey, she done it out of her own free will.
Yeah, exactly.
And so because of that, I love that. See, when I see initiative being used, I love it. This is what I want my kids to do. So I don't want to have to tell you to do something. I want you to see a problem and then find a solution. And because you find it, I'm going to reward you for finding a solution to a problem. Even if the problem ain't really your problem. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, she could have just washed one dish for herself and kept it moving. She washed all of them. Now, I think I saw the mum go back in and give it another wash.
Yeah, but it's
the principle.
It's the principle.
She tried. Abby?
She tried. No, 100%. And obviously, I didn't go to her and say, oh, you didn't do this properly. No, I rewarded her because I wanted her to understand that I appreciated the effort that she put into it. And I think that's one thing as parents is that, yes, they have the best intentions at heart and you reward it for them because the next time they will take doubly extra time, you know, to make sure that they do it properly. But I think one thing I'm learning as well as a mum is how to scold them properly, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily just shouting, oh, you didn't do this. It's to explain why I'm upset that you didn't do something in a specific way. And I think, again, that goes to legacy because if you approach them a certain way, they will shut down. And that will help them in future because when they get older, they will have a voice to say, I don't appreciate you speaking to me like that. And then if you're going to speak to me in a mad way, I'm not going to interact with you. Come to me correct. And that's something I think we are told we've had to dim ourselves for a while. But in my kids, I'm teaching my kids now, you should speak up. Try to argue with my 6-year-old and see what happens to you. It's not going to work.
Come on. So that's the legacy section. I want you guys to understand because this is going to be the continuous template for the episodes as we go forward. To finish off, we end with the petty section. This is my favorite. So we're going to start, obviously, for the first few, but I hope that you guys can use what we're giving you and send us in your petty moments. Like, when you've been petty, like, what you did that was petty. Like, so, I'm not even going to let you tell you. I'm going to tell Miriam has an Amazon addiction. And she knows that I'm not a fan of the other Amazon. So Miriam will be hiding packages. The door will knock. And she said, oh, just a letter or this. And why you come back with nothing? But the other day, I was going where the shoes, I said, what is this? So Miriam, what's happening?
I don't even think it's Amazon anymore. It's probably Vinted. Vinted is like my newest
I know
edition.
some delivery, something is coming.
But to be fair, I in as much as I get stuff, I will go on Vinted and I'll buy something for like £2-3 because as much as I want it, I'm not going to spend like full money on it. Like I'm not because I just don't see the point in
But
it.
you still order Amazon a bit.
Amazon is really cake stuff.
I guess cake stuff.
Amazon is really, really cake stuff because it's
but is it always cake stuff?
It is always cake stuff.
Some of your own stuff into the cake stuff?
Not really. I mean, maybe nail polish and stuff, but there isn't really because again, if I go on Amazon to look for something, I would check to see if it's cheaper anywhere else.
But you with Vinted, you it's like you feel like you're in a high street shop, but
yeah, and everything is on sale.
Yeah, so you just be buying mad stuff.
I was, but I've calmed down now.
Amen.
I've calmed down now.
God bless you.
Because I feel like, it was getting a bit too much, to be fair. But, I've calmed down now. That's my little guilty pleasure. But, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's cool. So, obviously, we'll carry on. But you guys, please, let us know your petty moments. Send them in so we can read them on the show. Because we just, sometimes not every day serious. Not the whole thing to be, the whole podcast to be set up. That we just need a little pettiness in this life. So please share us when you've been petty, when someone's been petty to you. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done? Like we want to share it and just have a little petty moment. All right.
There's so many in the world.
There's so many,
and it's funny.
Come on. So, come to the end of episode 2.
I know. Oh,
How
that
you
felt really quick.
went quick, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So tell people where they can find us.
You can find Emmanuel at the Eman Effect UK on all platforms.
On all platforms.
And you can find me Life with Mimi Asuko on all platforms as well.
Yep. So this episode of the 3L podcast will be on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Under Emmanuel Asuko. Obviously, we'll have clips on socials
I might
and
put
stuff
some
like that.
under my YouTube. Nothing ever goes on it, but I might put some shorts out and stuff.
Yeah, so definitely follow Emmanuel Asuko. And then like I said, we're going to be doing more and more content for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Let us know in the comments what you liked. Please like, subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. Once you get there, we'll do a giveaway or do something. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, please support what we're trying to do here. We appreciate all of you.
And we hope you're enjoying the conversation. And yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about, speak about.
Yeah.
And yeah, dilemmas that you want us, all the viewers, to answer for you.
All right, cool. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.